The most common spelling for the long A sound is the AI-AY pair. Some simple and very common words that have this spelling are mail, rain, pain, sail, tail, wait, made, snail, train, brain, chain, grain. Day, way, say, play, bay, ray, may, pay, stay. After going through these words, you have probably seen the rule that is going on here, or you may already know it. We use AI in the middle of words, rain, mail, main, and the AY spelling, day, pay, play, goes at the end of words or syllables. Why is this? Well, words in English in general do not finish with the letter I. This is a rule. I've even seen this letter called illegal letter at the end of words, and it's not the only one, by the way. So, what do we do if we can't use the letter I? We have to use another letter instead. Well, that's exactly what the letter Y is doing. That's the replacement. The letter Y is the most common replacement that we use instead of I at the end of words, okay? By the way, this is why you may have heard that the letter Y can be both a consonant and a vowel. As you can see here, the letter Y is clearly a vowel. On the other hand, it's generally considered a consonant when it is at the beginning of a word. Yellow, yes, yum. Anyway, I don't want to go off topic here, I don't want to digress. Let's come back to the AI-AY spelling option for the long A sound. Another important point to remember is that in compound words, the AY spelling is kept, even if it's not at the end of a word. Think of playdate or payday, for instance, okay? This is because the spelling is at the end of a syllable. Something to keep in mind for later on when we introduce more complicated words. Because think about it, in reality, compound words are formed by two independent words that kind of blend their meanings into a new word, but keep their original spellings. Okay, so we know the theory now, but how to go about teaching the AI-AY vowel themes? What I think is key here is helping our students see these two letters as a unit of sound rather than two separate letters with a sound each. Because that's exactly what's going on here. In proper terms, this is actually called a multi-letter phonogram. And there are many in English. Think of ch, sh, th, e, u, etc., etc. Okay, with these phonograms, our objective is for children to start to see them as a whole rather than as two separate letters. When you're first working with letter phonograms, maybe your child or student will aim to sound out each letter individually. This is very normal. That's actually the rule that applies to one sound, one letter correspondences, but we have to break that habit in words with vowel themes. So how are we going to get our children to see these two letters as a unit of sound, right? I'll share with you 3 simple tricks. Number 1, present words containing vowel themes like these to your children or students. What we're doing here is separating the different sounds or phonemes in these words. Number 2, underline or mark a I in a different color as a reminder that these two letters are friends and they team up to make a sound. Number 3, you can also give your children or your students a list of words or a very targeted passage and ask them to circle the AI-AY themes they can find. On top of this, and in general, this will apply to every single spelling option that we are going to cover here today. In general, children need a lot of exposure to words with the targeted spelling pattern to embed it for good in their memory. In other words, to achieve full automaticity. So one of the best strategies is to work with very targeted word lists containing lots of AI words, one after the other. For instance, you can use this one, which is part of our phonics master list, link on the bio if interested, or you can use very targeted passages or very targeted phonics books with lots of AI words, or maybe a combination of all of these. Repetition is really important. To learn more about other spelling alternatives for the long A sound, watch this video next.